why you are such a fitting recipient of the James Van Fleet Award. It's our great honor to ask you to come up now and receive it. And Tom, if you want to come up too.
Thank you, Kathy, for that long and nice introduction speech. But to be honest with you, I really have two important jobs now. I am the CEO of my company, the Chief Entertainment Officer, and my other job in the U.S. is I'm the husband of Helen Ryu. So those are my most two important. Anyway, I'm very honored to receive this very special Van Fleet Award from the Korea Society tonight in their 65th anniversary year. As I looked at the historical facts of the Korean War, one of the main reasons that the North Koreans wanted a truce was that they were very afraid of General Van Fleet and thought it would be better to stop the fighting in the war rather than having to deal with his war plans. General Van Fleet lived until over 100 years old. And I don't think I would want to fight against a guy who lived to be over 100 years old either. So I want to thank General Van Fleet and Mr. Joe McChristian, who is the grandson of General Van Fleet and who is here tonight. Thank you, Joe. And while I'm at it, I also want to acknowledge the Korean War veterans here. You guys all look so strong that I think you can still kick the asses of the North Koreans if they decide to change their mind. So thank you very much. I salute you. I'm especially very honored to receive the Van Fleet Award together with my dear friend and mentor, Dr. John Hamre. I'm on the board of CSIS, and I always learn so much from John every time. I talked to him, and he is the reason why CSIS is the most respected think tank in the U.S. So congratulations, John, and thank you to his wife, Julie, who is always behind him. And like you mentioned, to acknowledge all your colleagues at CSIS, I want to acknowledge my colleagues at Poongsan. I also have all my board members here, so I have to be in my best behavior tonight. And I was so happy and honored to see President Bush here tonight. It was supposed to be a surprise visit, but it seemed like it was the worst-kept secret. Nevertheless, thank you to all of you who reacted like it was a surprise visit. As some of you may know, 30 years ago, then First Lady Barbara Bush came to the opening ceremony of our factory in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And that was the beginning of our family's long friendship with the Bush family. Mrs. Barbara Bush often said to me, loyalty is a two-way street, and there's nobody that exemplifies that quality, along with integrity and honesty, some things that lacks in our leaders in the world today, than our surprise guest tonight, President Bush. So thank you again, President Bush. He's probably in bed by now, so. Finally, I want to thank my dear wife, Helen, for all the support and advice she gave me personally, both personally and professionally, as well as raising our two wonderful children, Candace and Royce. And she now runs the PMX, and I tried it for like 20 years, it didn't work, so she finally stepped up and made it work. So I am indebted for you, and like someone said, behind every successful man is an exhausted wife. And and that would be an understatement in my case. And if I may add something, for those who are having difficulty being successful, marry someone who is smarter and above you, like I did in my case. And before I close, I hope you will enjoy the entertainment tonight by my dear friend and golf buddy, Kenny G. So, during the President's Cup in Korea 7 years ago, in 2015, I introduced Kenny G to President Bush. And then President Bush kind of looked at Kenny G. He had long curly hairs. So President looks at Kenny and says, so Kenny, what line of business are you? What do you do for your living? In which Kenny simply replied, I'm a musician. So with that, and it's a true story. So with that, I hope you'll enjoy the entertainment after dinner. And I want to thank you all for coming. And God bless you. Thank you very much.